Blake, congratulations, mate. This must be, it's been a bit of a whirlwind for you this year. How are you feeling when you heard the news?
Yeah, cheers, mate. Pretty excited. It's been like you said, crazy 12 months, but I guess now it's about, sort of celebrating the moment, but then also doing the job.
Palms, maybe ask you, mate. I understand that you were kind of instrumental in Blake getting his first crack down at the Brumbies. Can you talk us through that story? You got invited up to a session at Souths or something?
Yeah, exactly. So I went up to watch him play at his club team at Southern Districts and train at his club team. You're obviously looking for a few different things when you go and see a player like that. Schoupp was clearly physically pretty much ready to take the next step. Technically, we saw a lot of potential, a lot of elements we thought we could work with and develop to get him to that next step. And then probably the most important part was his attitude. So he desperately wanted to be a professional rugby player. And since he started with us down at Brumbies, we've seen evidence of that. So he's constantly looking to improve, constantly learning from the guys around him. It's a testament to him that he's got himself to this point today.
Blake, I wonder if I could just jump in there. It can be a slow, long and hard road getting to the top in rugby as a front row, and your brother obviously plays NRL. Did you play much league when you were young? Were you tempted to the dark side at any stage? And what was the defining moment where you felt that you were going to stick with rugby?
We both played league and union when we were younger, and then obviously Aaron went through all those Harold Matts SG ball systems and things like that, and I was on track to potentially make those teams as well, but made a few rep teams when I was younger, and then got an opportunity to go to Nudgee College, and then I guess that was the moment where I saw what the potential could be in rugby union. And attending that school there, it was always going to be rugby union from then on. But I think at an early age, when I started to develop as a front rower, physically, that was the sort of turning point as well, because it was an opportunity for me to use that going forward.
Just in terms of this match, sorry Mel, if I just squeeze one more. Just in terms of this match, everything is always geared towards the World Cup. But the team's 0-4 going in. How important is it for the Wallabies to get a win going into the World Cup?
Yeah, I think obviously you want to win every game as best you can, but the whole point of this game is to get better and prepare for the World Cup. So we've got a squad there that has an extremely high ceiling, and if we reach our potential, then we will win the game. So we've just got to, everyone's just got to play their part, and we'll just see what happens.
Hi, I'm Mel from AAP. Blake, I was just going to ask another question about your brother. What's your relationship like with him? Were you pretty competitive when you were younger? Obviously, you've got size on your side, but what were you guys like growing up, I suppose, in terms of competition?
Yeah, it was a pretty good childhood, because I've got another brother, an older brother as well, and a younger sister. So there was four of us, and it was pretty chaotic there at one stage when we were all pretty close in age, running around the house trying to bash each other. But we were always competitive. I remember during the lockdown period when Aaron moved back home, we were at home just training together and trying to outdo each other. You know what I mean? Because that's just what brothers are about, you know what I mean? And I think we've both got that real competitive nature about us, and I think it's pretty special that we get to share those moments and then now be able to put them into fruition in our own way.
So I'm guessing you were stronger, but he was faster?
Probably a good guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is he going to head over after he finishes with the Titans to watch you in the World Cup? I understand some of your family's going over.
Yeah, Mum and Dad are going to come over for the pool games. Aaron, unfortunately, won't be able to come over because his partner's actually pregnant, and they're having a baby which will be due in the start of November, I think. So potentially getting back for the birth will be good as well.
Dan, can I just ask you, mate, just more broadly about the team, the selection of the team, what the goals were? It's reasonably settled from the Dunedin starting 15 largely, but then there's some new faces on the bench. What was the kind of the goals in the selection room?
Yeah, well, as Schoupp alluded to, every test we play is important. Every test we play, we want to win. But like for all international teams this year, there's a context of the World Cup. So I think you've seen even though we haven't managed to get a win, you've seen the team progress over the past few months. The goal this weekend is exactly the same. So we need to see progression in certain areas. We're trying to build a team that can win the World Cup. So in terms of selection, that was forefront of mind as well.
And just ticking off a couple, Samu Karevi's still injured, and is Marika having a rest this week? Is that right?
Yeah.
So you look at past Wallabies squads that he's picked this year, there's a lot of experience that's come off the bench, your Quades, your Nick Whites, James Lepers. Who do you look to sort of fill that void, particularly when, I think there's, 12 players who have under 10 caps going into this game?
Yeah, well, it's important that we build that depth. So like I said, the broader picture of winning the World Cup, it's important we build depth, not just in the playing quality in the team, but also in the leadership. So that's what you're seeing a little bit this week. So there'll be guys push to take on some leadership responsibility late in the game.
Yes, I know not your particular remit, but a guy like Isaac Fines Luasa in line for his debut. What sort of impressed you about him? Do you have anything sort of to do with him during the crossover period with the Brumbies, perhaps?
Yeah. So I've come across Finesy before. He obviously brings a different skill set to some of the other halfbacks we've got. Really good team man, gives a lot of energy around the squad. He's thoroughly earned his opportunity this week, so we're looking forward to what he can do.
And also, like, you look at the French squad, it's a near full-strength lineup. It's almost two sort of varying approaches to this game. What is sort of the keys towards shutting them down and really building that momentum heading into Georgia in 2 weeks' time?
Yeah, so this is, as you say, a full-strength French squad at Stade de France where we're playing our first game. So it's almost the ideal prep for us. They've got threats across the park. Obviously, Dupont is a key threat for them. They're 9. So we'll be looking at different ways to put pressure on him. But they've got threats across the park. So we're going to have to be good for 80 minutes from 1 to 15, 1 to 23.